Embracing the Pain, Dr. Joseph Wood, author of the book Miracles Minutes. And today I'm covering a topic by request from one of my friends, and I call it Embracing the Pain. So we'll start the context of the conversation that as humans, we watch television, everybody's happy and everything's great, oh, it's fine, and let's just be happy every day. But the reality of life is the sun doesn't shine every day, and sometimes it's cloudy and sometimes it's raining. So to want the sun to shine, and the reality is that it is raining and it's cloudy out, creates a distance. And what we're going to do, you can't make it sunny. So sometimes we have emotions, and we need to recognize the fact that they're just emotions. There's no need to label them good or bad emotions. They're just emotions. They're just feelings that we have. And when we try to make ourselves happy when we're feeling sad, we're kind of resisting something. So there's a statement that goes, what we resist persists. So we're kind of pushing back the sadness by distracting ourselves, by making ourselves happy. Now that may work, but I would call that escapism. We're escaping what we're feeling in the moment, and that can create physical, emotional, or both physical and emotional pain. So what people do is, suppose that I feel unhappy, so I go for a walk. Well, after a while, you're going to find yourself walking all the time because you haven't really sat with yourself long enough to confront your unhappiness and just accept the fact that, hey, I'm just having a moment. So you don't have to stay there. But if you're trying to fight the emotion by pushing it back, every action has an equal opposite reaction. You're going to get more of the same. So the nervous system is kind of wired to adapt to that. So metaphorically, if you takes one drink to get you gypsied, after a while it's going to take two. So in other words, the more you push it back, then it comes back, then you have to push harder, and it comes back even bigger, then you have to push harder. So you're in a vicious cycle. So I don't believe in vicious cycles. So rather than trying to run away from it or escape from it, you just sit there with it and just accept the fact, hey, I'm having an off moment here. It's okay. And I'm having this feeling. But then you can ask, I feel that way because, okay? And then you can question why you feel that way. It may be germane, it may be relevant, it may not be. But you don't have to make yourself wrong. You can just accept your feeling as is and is not. And you can even say this to yourself, that's interesting. Or where's that coming from? So you could then look back into your own psyche of how your perspective, how you're viewing the world, and maybe you're making yourself unhappy based upon a false belief. So what you want to do then is to challenge. If you once you may not know in the beginning where it's coming from, maybe outside your awareness. Sometimes you need a good friend or a coach or someone who cares about you to bring that to your attention. They don't bring it up to make you more unhappy. They bring it up to look at the paradigm or the thinking that's happening or a belief that you have. So what you would do then is ask questions about the belief and ask, is that true? And if you can chop the legs out from under the belief disappears. So then that belief's no longer there. So that thought's no longer there. So then the emotion or feeling of unhappiness no longer has to be present in this certain situation or paradigm or trigger moment. So I learned a lot of this stuff from, I'm a human being. No one goes through life unscarred. Everybody's got bumps, bruises, and scars, whether it's physically or emotionally. It's all part of the human experience. So a lot of people try to run away from the rest of their lives, by getting money or drinking or drugs or some form of escapism. But what they're not doing is sitting with themselves and confronting the issue. It doesn't have to be solved in one day. Be patient with yourself, and then start beginning to address it. The other thing is sometimes pain is serves a purpose, and the purpose could be to help you become a better person. So for me, in a relationship that ended 17 years, I was in a lot of pain. But the pain helped me to discover that some of the thoughts I had about relationships or who I am as a human being or what does it mean to be a man helped to reveal to me of that my belief about what is a man and what is his role in society and what is his role to a family it wasn't necessarily true. So I found value in not what I do or what I have, but just in me as a person, who I am, and that my value is being a human being of character or of just being here and present. I have value. So that gave me a lot of power and strength back as a human being, and what situations that used to get me upset no longer do so, because my value is not based in something exterior to myself. It's more along my own interior thoughts and how I think about myself and how I care about myself. So hopefully these things help you out. Sometimes I had an example today of a patient that came in, just got disrupted from a relationship. He was having some pain. I asked him a question. He was kind of looking at the girl, and I was like, well, let's just look at what's going on in your own psyche. And then he realized, he had a false belief about himself. And then when he took responsibility for it, next thing you know, his physical pain went away. So we can't say that every pain that someone has is purely physical in nature, because that's not the wiring of our nervous system and brain. We have emotions, we have a physical body, and we have a spiritual body and a thinking body. And they're all closely related, interwired together. So part of the premise of my ideology and philosophy and paradigm is, you offer care or what needs to be done at the root of the source to transform that and move it into your past. So thanks a lot, and I hope this helps you out. Have a great day.